Hello out there in video land. Just got to get my radio guys going here. Welcome to the show, of course, and let's get my radio guys here going. Welcome to the show to my radio guys. Here we are. Yeah, we're live in downtown Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada. My name is Paul K. Lemire, and this is Your City, Your Voice, and we are here to welcome you to our show. I shouldn't say our show, my show. I always say our show, but I don't know. There's nobody here except me today. I think that's my show. Our show is when other people are here. I guess that's the way it works. Anyway, we are here and we are ready to go. And you know what? We're at 4680Q radio, and I'm going to turn this camera to show you that big sign over there. See? 4680Q radio. Do you see it there? Yeah, that's 4680Q radio. I always talk about it. I promised you I was going to show you it. Today you've seen it. Let me just adjust this camera a little bit. See, this is live. This is live. We're not fooling around here. This is live. And this is the way it goes. Anyway, welcome to the show. We thank you. Don't forget to check out the video. That'll be on YouTube later on. And give us a like. Give us a thumbs up, thumbs down. You gotta subscribe. You got to subscribe to our channel. We need subscribers. Come on. If you're going to go there, push the button. Say subscribe. And that'll be good. More subscribers, the better. We want to tune everybody in. Of course, we have Manic Monday today. It's a beautiful day outside, actually. Maybe 50, 55 degrees. Really nice day, clear, a little bit cloudy. People are wandering around. It's a really nice day out there. This is the kind of day we expect in the fall. We don't want snow or anything yet. And especially when we get down to Halloween on Thursday, because the kids got to go out, and nobody wants it raining and miserable for the kids. We'd like to see it nice for the kids. They have a nice day going out, trick or treating, the stuff that we did when we were kids, and they can do now in a nice weather. Although they don't have the freedom we have when we were kids, because today there's too many wackos running around the streets, right? So you can't possibly let your kids run around. You got to be with them all the time. Okay, so let's get into my sponsors first. Of course, we love our sponsors, and they support the show, and you got to love that. Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop, Hamilton Glowstone Lighting, and Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue. So, we look out the window, we see this weather, and we think, I can procrastinate. I can put my car getting ready for the winter. I can put it off now because it's nice out, right? But this could turn in an instant. So to encourage you to be proactive, Ken Hunter from Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop is offering a free end of summer inspection for your car. He's going to look at the brakes. He's going to look at your suspension. He's going to look at your tires. He's going to run your car on a computer scan to make sure there are no error codes that could force you off the road in the winter when it's crappy out, because that's when your car breaks down. It's going to break down on the worst day of the year. He's also going to take a look at your fluids, your lighting, and take your vehicle for a test drive. Make sure everything's okay. This is the way you be proactive and make sure your car runs well for the winter. Take it into Wild Bill for that end of summer inspection, and he's going to take care of any problems you have before you have to take care of them on the side of the road. If you get in a wreck, don't worry about it. Take your car to Wild Bill's. He's got a full body shop. He'll get your car in, fix it, and put it out in showroom condition. It's going to look like new. You're going to love it. Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop. Tell them Paul from Your City, Your Voice sent you. You'll be happy. I'll be happy. Your car is going to be very happy. And we thank you for supporting our great sponsors. So don't forget, we're talking about Halloween, but tomorrow on my show, what I'm going to do, and this is going to be good, is we're going to make suggestions as to what our city council should dress up for as in Halloween. So what costume should they wear for Halloween? What should they dress up as? Scrooge McDuck? Who knows? Who knows what people are going to come up with? I'm getting some replies. I'm getting some people messaging me and emailing me. Let me know what they think. So I have some good stuff on a piece of paper right now. And tomorrow, our buddy Dave Wheeler, Wheels, is going to come in. and we are going to go through some names that we think they should costume up as, right? Costume up as. So it should be fun. I can't wait for tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of laughs. Plus, we're going to discuss the events of the world and that kind of thing. And Dave and I, we do not see eye to eye on most stuff. So we have lively discussions when we get into it. It's a point counterpoint type of thing, which is always fun. It's always fun to discuss it. We're good friends in that, but we don't agree on everything. And we're going to talk about some of that stuff tomorrow as well. Men Cities, the usual show. You know how I am with the show. I usually get to the city and then I go to the world and I go to events that are happening. So it's all that, the normal show. And of course, since I love to give my opinion on things, I tell you what I think, and then everybody argues with me. That's the way it goes, but that's fine by me. We are Legion. We are Legion. The move to enhance Niagara Falls as a tourist destination by the provincial government is welcome news. To me, to this guy anyway. Yeah, I love it. We definitely have a tourist industry that is large and is thriving. I mean, we get 11, 12 million people here a year. But I don't think that Niagara Falls, and neither does the province for that matter, has taken the next step to really capitalize on this large tourist industry we have. So the province is stepping in with legislation and money to unlock the full potential of the city and the region. And I really, really like this because, we have all these people, but we're sadly lacking in some things that we need here. I mean, as far as Niagara Falls itself, the actual physical Niagara Falls, it's a draw. Let's face it, people come to see Niagara Falls. But but there's got to be something that keeps them here. It's not just the rubber tire one day tripper who comes in, looks at the falls, and goes home. There's got to be more things to keep them here. Now we have a casino, which is great. It's always nice to have that casino here. Two casinos actually, when you look at the old one as well. But the province wants more. Province wants more, and they want more attractions. And in that regard, they plan to accomplish this expansion of the tourist area and taking advantage of it by adding gaming. They're going to allow more gaming, and I think that a lot of people feel that this is the way to grow the business. Now, a lot of people feel that that's one way, like Councillor Vic Peterangelo, but it's not the only way. And I have to agree with him on that. We just don't. We're not Vegas yet. But even Vegas, although gambling is a big part of what they do, they also have attractions. I mean, they're bringing in a Major League Baseball team. They brought in an NHL franchise. They brought in a football franchise. So they have a lot of attractions, amusement parks, all kinds of stuff. So that's what we want to get to. And if they're serious about it, gaming is one thing, but they're also serious about having an international airport in this area. Hamilton and Niagara region population, we're approaching 1 million in the Golden Horseshoe. And we're probably going to exceed that shortly. And the airport's a key that's going to bring more people into the area for longer times. Junkets to Niagara Falls to stay for 3 or 4 days and enjoy everything that's here. And we already have a vibrant wine industry. We have lots of wine tours, craft brewery tours, that kind of thing for people to experience. Not to mention the Niagara Parks and all the attractions down there. Some are one of a kind attractions you don't find in other places. So this is all good. Bringing more people in to take advantage of this, that's even better. So that's what they're talking about, that kind of thing. I mean, cruise ships, we've already seen them tapping into the viability of this region as a tourist draw. We know that because we see the Viking cruise ships up and down the canal and plying the lakes. And believe me, these are top shelf cruises. They're not like rinky-dink cruises. You want to go on one of these things and you want to, jump on somewhere up in the Great Lakes, and then you want to go down to Lake Ontario and that kind of thing. You're paying $5,000 or $6,000, all inclusive week on a ship or 2 weeks or whatever you want. So Yeah, these are the real deal, and they do see a lot of different cities on the way and going through the Welland Canal and that kind of thing. So, and they do a lot of stops as well, which is helping places like Port Colborne where they dock there, and then they can take excursions to Niagara Falls to see the casinos in the falls, or hang around Port Colborne and eat and have an afternoon there. So it's really getting to be a big thing. But the airport we have is good. They've just got to expand on it. They have to revamp it to work for tourism, but not only for people coming into the area, but for people traveling from the area to other locations like us. We want to go down to Florida, we go over to the United States, or we got to go all the way to Toronto or Hamilton. It'd be nice to go to Niagara on the Lake, just 2 miles, 3 miles from my house, and jump on a plane and fly to Florida and come right back with your car there waiting for you. I mean, it would be perfect. And we have the Niagara District Airport to do that with. Excuse me, live radio, live video. I gotta have a drink of water. It gets dry in here, believe me. So that's fantastic. Of course, the next part is transportation, because once we get people here, we always have to be able to get them to the area from wherever they're landing, whether it's the GO train station on Bridge Street or the international airport out at Niagara District International Airport. So highways have to be able to handle the increased traffic flows, with the biggest bottlenecks being the bridges into Niagara. So they're already being expanded, the Garden City Skyway, and also other areas to get into Niagara Falls. But I think local transportation has to be augmented with world class, unique people movers, and I'm not talking about buses or that kind of thing. Jitneys like they have in Atlantic City. I'm talking about a world class um, monorail system throughout the city, reaching into the Niagara District Airport, and it's not a far cry. Have a terminal down here, come right through here, over that way down to Clifton Hill and just extend it right out to the airport. I mean, it would be fantastic. And that's what we need. And this would attract tourists. Like, people love to ride these monorails. They ride them in airports, they ride them. Vegas has got one, everybody's got one. Any big city with tourism has a monorail. Even Toronto's got one from downtown to the airport. There's an elevated train. I mean, this is what we need. These are the kind of things that we need to move people around. And they don't interrupt traffic flows, and they get people to their tourist destinations quickly and in a way that is second to none. I mean, it's just fun to ride these things. Everybody wants to get on them. It's novel. These are the things that they want to do to expand this area. Now, they never mentioned a monorail, but transportation, when you're talking transportation in a tourist area, this is one of the things they want to do. If they don't think of this or don't mention this, I'll be very disappointed. And we've got the perfect corridor to start it, right? We've got the Throatstone Road extension just down here, being to the traffic circle just down the street here. And right there is the old Kimberly Clark building. They can put a big terminal right there with lots of parking. You can't use it for anything else. A lot of the land is contaminated. It'd be perfect for this. And anybody coming into town via Thoroldstone Road can just park their car there, jump on the monorail, go right down to the tourist areas. Monorails running back and forth all day. They pay, of course. It costs money. It's not free. And it'd be beautiful. Paid parking, the monorail system, right down the old railway line, straight down to Clifton Hill, Murray Hill, and ending off at Murray Hill, of course, by the casino. That would be phase one, and then we could expand it all over the place. So it's just a great idea. And think of the people that work in these tourist areas. Do you ever try to get down there? If anybody's got kids who work down on Clifton Hill, they know what I'm talking about. You try to get down Clifton Hill in the summer, pick up your son or daughter, working at one of these places. You usually have to park up by on Lewis Avenue or Center Street or somewhere down the road and wait for them to walk to you, because you can't drive down there. There's nowhere to park. You can't even get through it. So this would make perfect sense. They jump on the monorail at the top of Clifton Hill, and it takes them to the terminal on Throatstone Road or wherever you live closest to where there's stops. You pick them up there, nice and safe, lit. So just beautiful for that too. It's not only for the tourists; it's for transporting the industry workers as well. Now, you're going to have to be ahead of the innovation curve on this one. You're going to have to be thinking way down the road, right? But this is the ideas that come in. Now, I may never see this because who knows if it's ever going to get to come to fruition. But this is this kind of things that we need in Niagara Falls, and it all makes sense. We just need a council with enough foresight to look into it and take a look in the future what Niagara Falls could be, and setting future generations up with a vibrant and robust economy in this area. We can do it, and the province wants us to do it. But we're not going to stand back and watch as competing tourist areas in North America push ahead to take more out of the industry and give us less. Planes, trains, and automobiles for the future. That's what we need, not the past. We got to forget about the past. That's old tourism. Now we need the new tourism, the attractions. And staying on that theme, I read an interesting article regarding expanding and making Niagara, Las Vegas North. Stan Cho, the provincial tourist minister, says that as part of the Las Vegas North vision the government has, the Niagara region is destined to have a major amusement park. So that's interesting because, yeah, that would be great down this area. We need a really good amusement park that attracts people, that keeps people here. I mean, I don't think we're ever going to be Disneyland or Epcot or Busch Gardens or anything like that, but we can have a real good um, amusement park, theme park, as it were. Cho said it's well suited for a park location in Niagara Falls. It's just a matter of where to put it. Now they're talking about Marineland, but he says if we have it, that's a possibility, but we may not have it there. There's lots of land here to use to have a park like that. And I agree with them. There is, but Marineland is excellent. I mean, it is top of the hill there. You can look down on the falls from the rides. I mean, this is a really good property. But he said, this Cho guy says that their goal is not to pick the exact property, but to make the conditions favorable for the park to be built by investors and the capital to do it and make sure the business is viable, with, of course, city coming into the picture with land that they have and might want to use for that kind of thing, or helping to negotiate something on the Marineland property. I mean, there's 1,000 acres to work with. I don't know if that's enough land. I've never built an amusement park, but 1,000 acres seems like a pretty big tract of land that you could at least have a good start with it and work with that. I don't know. Maybe it's too small. Maybe you need more. 1,000 acres. That seems pretty big to me. And it held all of Marineland with all their exhibits and everything else. I mean, they'd all be gone, of course, and they would start over again with the build. But yeah, I think it'd be a great location. And the proximity to Niagara Falls. I mean, you come into the falls and bang, you're there. The falls is just down the bottom of the hill. It's a perfect place. But the plans are grand for Niagara. And of course, he's also looking for a push for an international airport, more hotels, mass transit expansion. And hopefully, when the talks are in for transit, they talk about a monorail. As well, they hope to expand the gaming and casino operations in the city. Ford has deemed that the current situation with Mohegan Gaming and entertainment is a monopoly. And he wants to modify that agreement. And that runs till 2040, the one they have right now with the government. And they want to modify it to allow other operators and other locations. So I'd say looking at all this, the next 20 years is going to be very exciting for Niagara Falls. We are living in exciting times here. And I'm glad the provincial government was looking into expanding it, because I really don't think that we've tapped all we can tap out of this tourist industry with, just the hotels and the casinos that we have. I mean, stuff like this would help the downtown area. You could put a mini casino downtown, which would be perfect for down here with a hotel and complex. I mean, there's so many things you can do if you expand gaming, because really that's what brought Niagara Falls back to life back in 1996 when they opened the first casino, right? So one, two, three, a dozen. Excuse me, strategically located. What's the matter with that? See what happens with this. I'm looking forward to hearing something from City Council on it. I know Vic Peterangelo touched on it, but with this thing coming out from this Stanley Cho, it could be interesting what the city gets as far as inquiries and that kind of thing. Look forward to the planning meetings with the city for some things that are going to happen now that Ford's looking to really, really bump up the tourist industry. We're going to see a lot more of these hotels that they're talking about that are on the books, but nothing's happening yet. We'll probably see a lot of them get started and finished. Unbelievable what's going to happen in the next 20 years in the city. Excuse me. So I read an interesting headline, something that I've been saying for years, in a report from the New York Post. And it has to do with combating global warming and the climate change hoax. I'm going to get to that in a minute after I talk about my second sponsor, Hamilton Glowstone Lighting. Now, if you've ever had to get up a ladder in this crappy weather we get in the fall and put up Christmas lights, or even Halloween lights, sometimes they're a pain to put up because of the weather raining. We're getting nice weather now, but sometimes we don't get really nice weather towards the end of October. If you ever had to do that, well, you're going to know what I'm talking about. Hamilton Glowstone Lighting is the leader in permanent outdoor lighting. That's right. No more fooling around with Christmas lights. No more strings of lights and cords and everything that goes along with them. No. Very, very simple. What do? You get Hamilton Glowstone Lighting. They put up track lighting, permanent track lighting, with 1,000 different colors available, all run by your phone. You just dial it in. It's built-in zones, so you can have red and green, whatever you want. Every zone can be a different color. They're LED lights, very inexpensive on power, so you're not going to run up your electricity bill every month when you have them on. And they have a lifetime warranty on them. Yeah, they're so confident of the way these things work. They give them a lifetime warranty. And you know what? They're all put together, soldered. No, they're not just plugged in or any of that nonsense. They're soldered together and sealed. So they protect against dust and moisture. So you don't have to worry about any of that stuff. How do you get these wonderful lights? You just call Colin Buckbrough. He's the owner. 289-969-1797. That's how easy it is. Colin comes over. He's going to give you a free estimate, and you can go ahead with it. Get them done, and you're set for, well, as long as you live. You don't have to worry about them. You're set for life. Just turn them on and watch them glow. Adds value to your house, lights up your pathways, your walkways, your driveway. They're just really, really nice. If you want to really Griswold up your house, they offer available financing. So they cover it all. Colin Buckbrough, Hamilton Glowstone Lighting, 289-969-1797. Or if you want to just see some pictures of the beautiful work they do, just go to glowstonelighting.com, just like it sounds, glowstonelighting.com, and you can see some of their work. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful lights. I got to get done to my house one of these days. And you're going to have a happy Christmas. What can I tell you? And if I'd call now, though, because people are starting to call already because they love to have these lights for Christmas. So, if you want to call now. Call them right now. 289-969-1797. Call them now. Get them up. You're ready for Christmas, and ho, ho, ho. Support our sponsors. Thank you very much. So, back to the story about a report from the New York Post. The World Bank experts have lost track of at least $24 billion of funds collected to combat global warming. And they're saying it could be twice or 10 times more they've lost. Unbelievable. And I've been saying this for years, this climate change hoax, this global warming nonsense. Nearly 40% of the climate finance funds that have been distributed by the World Bank over the last 7 years are unaccounted for due to poor record keeping. Oh, and like, guess where they get all this money from in Canada? The carbon tax and all these other taxes Trudeau's sending to all these bum people that are just stealing the money, guaranteed. It's untraceable. Nobody knows where it went, how it was used. Can you imagine? $41 billion, 24 billion, 10 times that maybe. They don't even know. Can you imagine how many homeless they could take care of with that much money? The things that are current right now that we need help with, deficits and everything else, and these guys are just giving away our money to crazy schemes, and nobody can account for it. Nobody knows where it is. How about that? And it's even unclear whether these contributions from taxpayers in the form of carbon taxes and other taxes were used to climate change avoid were used for climate change avoidance programs. They don't even know where the money went, if they were even used for what they sent them for. Are you kidding me? Is this some kind of joke? So you know where they went: kickbacks, and I can't even begin to tell you what kind of scam this is. And I said this for years. I've been saying this. This is the biggest scam going. It's a transfer of wealth from the middle class, the taxpayers, us, to these ultra rich. And if you want to know, Trudeau's involved in a scandal right now where all this money he gave away to these green companies. These guys never even started the companies. They just handed in a piece of paper saying, "This is what I'm going to do." And as soon as they saw the paper and read the guy's proposal, they gave him 10 million bucks. Here you go. Here's 10 million, and they've blown about over $100 million on this kind of nonsense, giving it away to friends and stuff in these projects. Oh, I'm gonna do this. Okay, here's 1 million. Unbelievable. This is what we got going on. Just a real big scam. And of course, Trump isn't buying into any of this, saying we cannot destroy our country for the sake of saving the climate, because he knows, when's this going to happen? I always ask people, when's climate change going to kill us? Can you tell me how long we've got? Like 10 years? I mean, Al Gore said it would happen in 10 years, and he said that in 1980. Now, these other guys are saying that Manhattan will be underwater by 2010. Little Greta Bumberger there, whatever the hell her name is, she said the world's going to end in a year. We don't solve it now, it's going to be irreversible. I'm looking out the window here, and everybody looks pretty good to me here. I don't see them having any big problems, but yeah. And so we've been waiting for this. Like, how long is it going to take? 100 years, 1,000 years. We got to save our kids. You know what? You probably won't have to save them or their kids or their kids, you're talking about 20 generations, 600 years, 1,000 years, 10,000 years. Nobody knows. But we have more pressing issues to spend that money on right now. Look around the city. Look around the homeless around through Canada. Look at our national debt. Look at our national deficit every year. Our provincial debt and deficit. Yeah, they're stealing money from us to give away, and then nobody knows where the hell it went. They can't even tell you. And it makes you laugh. You don't have to go far to figure this out. This isn't rocket science, ladies and gentlemen. When you get these capitalists, these people like Obama, who's pushing this new Green Deal and all the other crap, who goes down and buys a $20 million mansion somewhere in where Hyannisport or somewhere by Cape Cod or that area, right on the beach. Do you think he's really worried about being flooded out? Who in their right mind spends $15 million on a mansion on the beach, expecting in the next 10 years he's going to be flooded by water? Come on. Come on. Don't do what they say. Watch what they do and do what they do. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But yeah, I mean, these guys all have the money. And let's face it, it's been a scam all along. Transfer of wealth from the middle class to the wealthy. And it's always the middle class that gets taken in these scams that the government gets involved in. And they know darn well where, they know that money's going to be gone missing. They probably all get kickbacks and everything. So I mean, I hope when PP gets elected here, that he gets out of all this junk, drops the carbon tax, gets rid of it, and actually pulls out of the Paris Accord and all these other scam outfits that are just taking money and giving it away to somebody, and they can't even account for 24 billion, 41 billion, 240 billion. Nobody knows how much it is. I mean, are these guys stupid, or are they just suckers? Like, what are they? No, they're not. They're not stupid, and they're not suckers. They're smart. They know what they're doing, and they pad their bank accounts. All these guys who get into government go in with nothing and come out multimillionaires. Joe Biden did it. Obama did it. Trudeau's probably upped his wealth a ton. He had money already, but it's all a scam. It's all a scam. The only guy I ever saw lose money was Trump. Already a billionaire, and his companies are worth less because he's not running them. It's just a big money laundering scam. That's all it is. And by the way, Canada is the only North American country that adds a carbon tax to goods and fuel. The US doesn't, Mexico doesn't. We're it. We're getting nicked all the time, but nobody else is. And China and those countries that are really doing the polluting, they're the ones that are really blasting the atmosphere. Guess what? They don't pay anything, and they get money. We give the money to them. We're suckers. And all these other guys are yelling at us while they fly around their private planes. And the things you shouldn't do if you're going to really care about the environment and global warming and climate change, things they shouldn't be doing. And then all of a sudden you get a big report up. Climate is not warming. The earth is not warming. Climate is not changing. The earth hasn't warmed at all. It's a scam, ladies and gentlemen. But they lost up to over $24 billion. There you go. That's billion with a B. And it's on our tab. It's on our tab. So all you stuff you see is nonsense. And even in the city here, you think it doesn't affect the city? Oh, they got climate change people they're paying in City Hall to figure this stuff out. Like, they can't tell you the weather tomorrow, but they're going to tell you what's going to happen in 50 years. And guess what? Everything that we build, everything, climate change is taken into account. You heard it when they were building Ferry Street, redoing that section of Ferry Street. They're making the sewers bigger, which costs more, so they can handle more water flow from the increased rain from climate change. How they don't know this at all. It's just a scam. It costs more money. More people make money. They up our taxes. It's nonsense. And I don't care what they say. They can tell me all day that no, it's baloney. It's baloney. It's where they're ripping us off bigger pipes for rain that might happen or might not happen. Are you kidding me? Give me a break. Well, the big news over the weekend, and there's been a lot of big news this weekend, but the biggest news was Israel letting loose on Iran. They upped their warplanes and told them to go hit strategic locations. Now the ball has been returned to Iranians, and now it's in their court. So this is a game of tennis. Iran bombs Israel. Israel bombs Iran. Iran bombs Israel. Israel bombs Iran. So it's back and forth now, but Israel's kind of in the center of, because you got everybody up north, the Hezbollah launching missiles at them, and they're taking them out. Then you got the Hamas on the west, Houthis on the south in Yemen, and Iran on the east. And but the Israelis didn't just stop at Iran this time. Iran. They also gave Syria a little taste of it, Iraq a little taste of it, and of course Hezbollah a little taste of it. Just sending a message. Hey, you want to monkey around? Go ahead. What's that saying you always see? F around and find out. Yeah, well, that's what they're doing. So what happened was, according to reports, 4 Iranian soldiers were killed in the attack on military installations in and around Tehran. Jets and drones were used to attack air defenses, as well as missile and drone production and launch facilities in Iran. So there's several waves over 3 hours, and 20 targets were hit. And the Iran claims that a lot of the missiles and drones that were intercepted but they did a pretty lot of damage there. They did some damage over there. So here we are. Now we're sitting and waiting. Is there going to be a response, or is Iran just going to shake hands and say, "Okay, okay, we've got each other back now. Let's just relax for a little while," and then we'll see how these skirmishes escalate around Israel because they are. And Israel marched into a hospital in, I don't know where it was, in Palestine, in Gaza, by the way, and they grabbed 100 Hamas fighters. They rounded them all up. They were in a hospital, rounded it all up, rounded them all up, and took them away. So they grabbed 100 now of them. So we'll see if any big shots are in that gang. They're hunkered down in a hospital using that as a base, and they went in and grabbed them all. So I mean, it's just crazy over there. And Israel's telling Iran not to respond. They said, "Don't respond in Iran because if you do, you're going to be met with more of the same." And if they and Israel's going to take out more of their installations. And Iran, of course, being defiant, is saying they are entitled and obligated to respond. So it's basically, here we go again. In Tel Aviv, an Arab Israeli terrorist sympathizer ran a truck into a bus stop, injuring 35 people, including putting 6 in serious condition. So you don't need guns to do damage, or planes or drones. All you have to do is have people inside wanting to kill other people. So at the end of the day, I mean, they're way over there. We're way over here. So what's it mean to somebody, people go by and beep at me. So what's it mean to Canadians and Americans? Well, be aware of your surroundings, stay away from protesters, and be vigilant. If you see something, report it. It's getting pretty explosive out there, and the terrorists are in North America. So everybody, with this skirmish going back and forth, is on high alert right now. So look, you gotta watch. You gotta watch what's going on, man. I mean, any big crowds of that, you gotta just be careful at. You see something wacky, right? Don't go. If you see a protest going on, don't get involved. Don't get involved. I mean, there's people that get involved in that. They see something and they got to go right in the middle of it and see what's going. No, don't get involved. Stay away. They're dangerous. They're dangerous, and you could get hurt, seriously hurt. So just stay away from it. Let them fight it out if you have no business in there. And if you do, no, good luck. Good luck. But that's what's going on over in the Middle East right now. It's not getting any better. And North Korea is marching with Russia now. They have troops in there, and South Korea wants to send them in, and China's surrounded Taiwan. So, one more week and this election is over. Trump wins and is going to put a stop to all this. Hopefully, hopefully he can put a stop to all this. I mean, we don't need this in the world. We want peace. Peace is the way to go. This is all bad for business. It's all bad for business. It's bad for shipping business where the ships can't get through the Suez Canal. They got to go around. It's bad on our pocketbook because everything's up in price. It's got to end. That's the best. So I'm moving over. I was reading another story by some lunatic named Alan Woods from a rag called The Star. This guy's truly a left-wing lunatic losing it. He claims that if radical Republican candidate Donald J. Trump wins, the long-standing Ottawa-Washington friendship, the trade and security alliances, and the integrated economy connecting businesses with consumers on both sides of the border will be gone. Gone. It's over. If Trump wins, that's all over. Now, did this guy just drop in from Mars? Seriously. Has he been around long, or what's the problem with this guy? He's supposed to be this big reporter for the Star and blah, blah, blah. Well, did he miss 4 years of Trump running the country? Was he asleep? Was he Rimple Van Winkstein, or what was Rumple Van Winkstead, or whatever his name is? Rimple Van Stiltskin? The guy who slept for 4 years. Because Trump was president for 4 years. And Canadians experienced none of that. As a matter of fact, the dog wags the tail. If the USA does better, lower gas and food prices, a better economy, lower interest rates, lower taxes, at some level, Canada follows the trend and gets to experience all of that. So I have no idea where this guy's coming from with this. I mean, he must have missed Trump's 4 years. None of what he talked about happened. And it's not going to happen in the next 4 years if Trump gets elected. Now, this lunatic predicts, and I quote, a frenzy at the border, tariff wars that sideswipe the Canadian economy, in disputes over Canada's laggardly approach to defending North America and the world. Where do I start? Where do I start? This guy's serious. For 4 years with Trump at the helm, none of that happened. Why not? If he was going to do it, why didn't he do it then? Oh, and he says, prepare for outright hostility if our PM faces off against Trump. Well, you know what? I can't blame Trump for not liking this left wing lunatic. He's a part time drama teacher. Most of Canada dislikes the guy as well. And if Canadians have any sense, it'll be PP that'll be dealing with Trump anyway, not Justin Castro. But it makes me laugh. Like, what does this guy think is going to Trump was there for 4 years. What's he think's going to happen, this guy? You talk about a fear monger. I mean, this guy could work for city council. Here's my thing, and I'm going to say, listen, slapnuts. The U.S. owns most of Canada anyway. And no matter what these left-wing undertakers tell you, most big business in Canada has American roots or is owned by foreigners. Even the almighty icon of Canada, Tim Hortons, heaven forbid, is not owned by a Canadian company. It was so long ago. We depend on the U.S. for our protection. We depend on the U.S. to be our biggest trading partner. If Canada dumped the U.S., Canadians would be in trouble, but it wouldn't be that bad the other way around. This guy feels Trump's ending the Russian-Ukraine war is a bad thing. I don't get these guys. Why would ending a war be a bad thing? Because Trump is forcing the NATO countries to pay their fair share. These bums, these chiselers. What do you call those people that the cheapskates? You know the what do you call them guys that always want your money? The scammers, the bums. The free ride's over for these NATO bums. Pay up or defend yourself. Why is the United States going to defend their country unless they put in the money to be able to do it? Why is the United States on the hook for everything? And that's the way life works. Who subsidizes your life? As a hardworking taxpayer, who subsidizes your income every month? You subsidize others, and it gets tiring after a while. So no, you don't want to put in your fair share to NATO. We're not coming in. You're on your own. Pay up or get out. It's the way it is. And Trump told them that. But you know what? Here's the truth behind that. Everything that Ukraine has, all the money that they've received from NATO, everything is because Trump forced these people to pay up. If he didn't force them to, they wouldn't have the money to help the Ukraine. And the only reason the Ukraine's still even in the action here, because they would be done by now. They would have been done a year ago, maybe more, is because NATO and the United States and Canada and these other countries keep feeding this Yelinsky, what's his name? Zelensky, this billionaire now. He's a billionaire now. They keep feeding him money. That's the only reason he's still afloat. So is ending that war a bad thing? No, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. And getting people who are part of NATO to pay their fair share is not a bad thing. Why are we paying more for people that don't want to? But we're the biggest laggards. We're not paying more. We're only paying about 1.5%, not even 1.5% of our what's due. We're the biggest laggards. We're the most notorious financial laggards. But you know what? It's got to be done. People have to pay their fair share to make this work. And if anyone lays a finger on Canada, the U.S. is going to be there in an instant. not because Trump likes Trudeau, but because it's in their best interest to protect Canada. This isn't rocket science. The same goes for the rest of North America and the Western Hemisphere. Has this guy never heard of something called the Monroe Doctrine? It's in Canada's best interest to be friends with the United States. It's in Canada's best interest to have the United States on our border helping us when we need help. And I get tired of these left wing writers. They annoy me. He also cites mass deportation of illegals promised by Trump as something bad. I mean, is this guy nuts? 20 million illegal aliens in the United States sucking the life out of the country, and he thinks it's a good thing? He fears Trump will turn the focus on the northern border. Well, if that's where these bums are coming from, these illegal aliens, then it's got to work for the United States. If we're coming from Canada, shut the border down in Canada too. I think Trump's tough on stance on illegal immigration will send more illegals to Canada. You think that's the case? Because that's what this guy says. Oh, if he does this, start shipping them all out, deporting them, they're going to go to Canada. Come to Canada. Well, my friend, your government has to stop them. Because the United States is throwing them out doesn't mean they should be allowed to come to Canada. That's your government letting them in. When you leave the doors wide open at Roxham Road and have the Mounties as their personal bellhops, yeah, they're coming over the border. You know, this leader in Canada is incompetent and insane. I mean, don't blame Trump or any other U.S. leader, for that matter, for Canadian deficiencies. If there's a problem, it's because of Canadian leaders, not because of Trump. I could go on with this guy for the whole hour. I could talk about the whole hour about everything you said. But suffice it to say, Trump is going to be good for Canada. Trump is going to be good for America. And Trump is going to be good for the world. He's going to straighten things out. And by the way, where's the arrogance come from Canadians, especially this guy? Trump said he's going to make America great again, not make Canada great again, not make Mexico great again, not make Venezuela great again. He's going to make America great again. That's what MAGA stands for. He owes Canada nothing. You want someone to make Canada great again? Get rid of this useless leader we have that runs the country right now and is running it into the ground, and get someone that can run with the big dogs. Canada and the U.S. have always had a great relationship, having the longest undefined border in history. It's undefended. It's defined. Yeah, there's 49th parallel, but it's really undefended. And as America goes, Canada goes. We all benefit from a strong and free America. We'll always have, and we always will. This doom and gloom is unwarranted. It's a sensationalized piece of writing, and I think Pierre Poilievre and Trump will get along great. It's up to Canadians to decide whether they want Trump as a friend or an enemy. They decide with their vote. So you get to decide, if Trump wins, if you want to be his friend or you want to be his enemy. And I'm going to tell you, we're better off being friends and getting along and reaping all the benefits that the United States has to offer as our biggest trading partner. So these dire warnings are unwarranted and they spread fear. And this article is a joke to me. And I advise everybody, take that article and file it under G for garbage, like I did. Oh, I got to talk about my third sponsor now. Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue. You want a good pizza. Where do you go? Where do you go? In the pizza world in Niagara Falls, there's so much inconsistency. It's hard to go and find a good pizza. Well, I found a place. I found a couple places actually, but Victoria Avenue Pete's Pizza is one of my go-tos. And I'm going to tell you why. The guy that runs it, Mike, worked in an Italian restaurant for 15 years. He knows the business, and he's running this pizzeria. He also uses the Mancini family recipes, and they started Pete's Pizza 40 years ago in St. Catharines, and they have franchises in the Niagara region. Their sauce is good. Their crust is good, with even cornmeal on the bottom, which is my favorite. And Mike knows how to get the sauce and cheese in the right ratio. And you think he uses this plastic cheese some places uses? No, he uses a blend of Saputo mozzarella with brick cheese. They blend it and they use it on their pizzas. That helps to make it good. And as well, he just doesn't make pizza. He makes all kinds of stuff: poutine, subs, panzerotti, whatever you want down there. He's got a full menu. But really good pizza. My favorite is the Canadian crumble bacon with mushrooms and pepperoni. Really, really good. But you can get anything you want. They have 100 different combinations. You pick and choose what you want, or you can take their already put together pizzas. Their specialty pizzas. And they also have combos, pizza and wings, that kind of thing. Now, the good thing about them is that they've expanded their hours for your convenience. They're open till 11, Sunday to Thursday, until 2 in the morning, Friday and Saturday. And a lot of places close early around here. 9 o'clock, you might not be able to get a pizza, but you can from Victoria Avenue, Pete's Pizza. They're open to serve you. Now, because it is their 40th anniversary, they're offering a pizza special, 2 medium pizzas with 3 toppings for $25. You can't beat that. And that goes to the end of the year. So take advantage of it. Get down, go see Mike at Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue, 905-374-2222, or go to petespizzavictoria.ca and order your pizza today. It's waiting for you. Support our sponsors because they support us, and local businesses doing good. Now, you know what? These courts in Canada are a joke. I keep saying this. I talk about this, but get this. So the feds are pushing the province to do more to stop auto theft, which is basically an epidemic in Canada right now. If you want to have a good laugh, you have to see their solutions. So apparently the newest thing in re-VINing the cars is grabbing the old VIN number off it and putting a new one on. They call it re-VINing. So that a stolen car appears legit, all the paperwork and everything. The past is erased and the new VIN number in the car is registered under that new VIN, making it look legit. Now, a letter was sent to the Ontario Minister of Transportation, Prabmeet Singh Sarkaria, to let him know this is happening. Sarkaria announced in May that the provincial government was proposing new legislation to strip convicted car thieves of their driver's license. Oh, man. Why do I get such a laugh at all this? They're going to take away the driver. Do you think these guys care if their driver's license are taken away? That's going to stop them from stealing? These people are crazy. They really are. Prabmeet Singh Sarkaria. I mean, does this guy really think taking the driver's license is going to make a difference? Come on, seriously. These guys are already stealing cars, which is illegal. And they're hijacking people to steal them sometimes, which is illegal. And they're going to care if you take away their license? They don't care whether they have a license or not. Probably a lot of them don't even have one. Oh my God, this is insanity. I mean, these people are really slow in government. There's something wrong with them. They have to be to offer this kind of a punishment or solution for something that's epidemic in Canada. This is their solution? Take away their license? Seriously, they want cars stolen. They must want cars stolen. Seriously. I think they like it. I don't know why. They like it for some reason. If not, they would be giving these guys 25 years in prison with no parole. How about that? You think that would stop people from stealing cars? You get caught stealing cars or with a stolen car, you get 25 in the slammer with no parole. Yeah, and you don't even have to take their license away. Lock them up. How about that? They can keep their license for when they get out. The world gets wackier by the minute. The woke have taken over, and Karens are all in charge. I'm glad I'm old. I keep saying that I'm glad I'm old. That's my motto. I'm glad I'm old. So one last thing before I leave, and then tomorrow we get into the what costume should city council wear for Halloween? So last night, what a show! Mega Square Gardens, that's what they're calling it now. Madison Square Gardens in New York City. Trump held a rally that was second to none. He let out the stars: Hulk Hogan, Dana White from UFC, Elon Musk. You know what? I got to sneeze. You're going to have to excuse me here. Phew. Oh, jeez. Is it this time of year? It's the big, I don't know, man. Wow. But Elon Musk, Dr. Phil, Tulsi Gabbard, Melania Trump ended up before Trump got on there. Tucker Carlson was on, and they had some comedian with some goofy racist jokes or something. Hopefully they never get that guy back again. What a goof he is. But unbelievable, unbelievable affair. Packed Madison Square Garden, 20, 30,000 people there. Another 10,000 outside on the streets. Nobody fighting or anything else. It was fantastic. And of course, Trump gave his usual rousing speech. Packed house, streets jammed. I'm looking at this going, wow, what a spectacular event. Madison Square Gardens. I mean, that's where everybody wants to play. And it was fantastic to hear everybody talk. And I don't know. Could Trump win New York? Could Trump turn New York red? I'm telling you, after what I saw last night, I don't think it's out of the possibility. I mean, they haven't been red in a long time, but who knows? I mean, that was something else. And on the other side of the equation, Kamala had a rally in Houston. I'm telling you, what a sad affair. So sad. So sad. She brought out Bruce Springsteen. What is he, 80 years old now? He can't sing. He comes out and he sang a song. Ask me what it was. I watched it. I couldn't even tell you. I have no clue what song he was even singing. It was terrible. And then he marches out Beyonce and some other, I don't know who the hell she was with, some goofball. But anyway, bottom line is she had the packed house, so the most she's ever had for sure. But they were there to see the stars. And when the stars left, they left. And they were booing her. And they were booing Beyonce for leaving. And they were booing everybody. That See, here's the difference between Kamala and Trump. People go to see Trump. Trump is the celebrity. All these other guys, he's marching out, Hulk Hogan, Dana White, Elon Musk, and everybody, they have some fame. But Trump is the celebrity. People are coming to see Trump. Now you flip that on the other side with Kamala. Nobody's going to see Kamala. She's not a celebrity. They all come out to see the celebrities she brings in. Springsteen, Beyonce. And once they're done, and they're off stage, the people are done with Kamala. And she gets up there and rants and raves and yells about Trump being a Nazi and he's fascist and everything else. And people are getting sick of this. They're seeing through her fakeness. And her she's done. I'm telling you, this is going to be a landslide. And we'll talk about it tomorrow with Davey and see what he thinks. See, he don't like Trump too much. But this is going to be a landslide. This is going to be a landslide. I mean, there's no friggin' way that this Kamala has a prayer. She's behind in every swing state. And even New York, the way it looked to me, with Trump reaching out into the Bronx and everything, and the crowd he had there last night, and the early voting that's already going in, and the numbers that are coming in already, it really does look like a Trump landslide. But that's the difference between Trump and Kamala. They come to see the celebrities, not her, and they leave when they're done. When they come to see Trump, they come to see Trump. They're there to see him. Even if those celebrities weren't there, he would still get the same crowd. Those celebrities don't mean a damn thing about Trump. Dr. Phil, RFK Jr., they're all there. They're all there, but none of them are the celebrity that Donald J. Trump is. He's the draw. It was really good to see Melania up there. Melania doesn't do a lot of this stuff. She really doesn't like to, but it was great to see her up there supporting her husband. Anyway, that's it for me. I'm done here today. I'm getting out of here. I'm starting to sneeze and get plugged up. I got the hums. But I want to thank everybody for listening into the show. Thank you very much. Like the show, don't like the show. Give me some comments about what you like, what you didn't like. Subscribe to the channel. Let's go. We got to get to 100. We're at 63 or 64 now. Let's try to get to 100 by the end of the year. That would be nice. Tell your friends. Share the show when you see it. And support our sponsors. These are really good people, community businesses that do a good job and really care, and they support the show. So we encourage you to support them. Once again, tomorrow, tune in, Dave Wheeler, and we're going to be telling you what costumes we think city councilors should be wearing on Thursday for Halloween. My name is Paul K. Lemire. This is Your City, Your Voice, coming to you live from Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada, in the studios of 4680Q. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Take it easy. Enjoy the nice weather while we have it, and I'll see you tomorrow at noon with Dave Wheeler and Costumes of Choice. Take it easy. Ciao, ciao.